I'm Pete Hines from Bethesda Softworks, makers of Fallout 3. Yeah, I mean, at this stage we are really right down to the very end of the process, trying to get discs done and sent off and certified and released to manufacturers. So we're in the very last stages of that process at this point. Yeah, now we're just trying the mad scramble to get all those copies made and get them in the stores. And you know, we've got some folks that have moved on to some other projects, working on some things, and some folks still working on Fallout 3. So the team is, you know, sort of divided now amongst a number of different initiatives. In terms of how we expect people to react to it or approach it, you know, I don't know how much it depends on whether or not you've played Fallout, whether you've played the Elder Scrolls, whether you haven't played any of them. You know, I do think that we're going to get all of the above playing Fallout 3. I think we'll get folks that played the Elder Scrolls and like the stuff that we've done in that series and want another big sandbox type of game. I do think we'll get folks who maybe played Fallout and loved Fallout, and whether or not they also played the Elder Scrolls or not is changes from person to person. But you know, hopefully we've made a game that they can be excited about, finally getting to play another Fallout game, and something that will appeal to them. And then I think there are folks who either play both or haven't played any of the above, who are coming to this sort of fresh for the first time and are drawn to Fallout 3 by something else they see, that the graphics or the action, or, you know, we never really care what it is. We don't ever say, well, unless you like these features, you're not allowed to play our game. We don't really care. Yeah, it doesn't actually, you know, the current scale of the game is not really what we had envisioned to start. I think we actually envisioned the game would be smaller when we first drew it up, but we're very careful about never being slaves to anything we write down. You know, we write it down and get ideas, but then, you know, we say, well, just get it in the game and we'll see how it feels. It may be too big, it may be too small, and we ended up making the game bigger than it was just because we felt like we needed to flesh it out, add more stuff into it, more locations in between, make the world feel more dense. So I think it is the kind of game that we envisioned. It's the experience that we want, but we weren't really slaves to it has to be this big, or it's too big, or it's too small. Yeah, I mean, obviously downloadable content for Games for Windows Live and 360 is going to be a big thing for us, and something that, you know, we've got content folks already starting to look at what they want to do and what that's going to be. Because, you know, content has been done in the game for some period of time now, and since we're, you know, at this stage really close to being done and getting it off to manufacturing, they've started to work on those things and think about those things. You know, obviously there is in game development always the unknown, that it's one thing to have, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people test it, but it's another to have millions and millions of people playing it, and so certainly we'll be supporting it. You know, we at some point would still like to revisit the idea of having mod tools for the PC version like we have for some of our previous games, and hopefully getting some people to free up their time so they can look into the possibility of doing that. So Fallout 3 will be on store shelves October 28th for Games for Windows, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3.